Overthinking, it's like running on a treadmill. You're expending all your energy, but you're not really going anywhere, are you? We've all been there. A small issue turns into an endless spiral of what-ifs and maybes, leaving you mentally exhausted but no closer to a solution. What if I told you there's a simple way to break that cycle? In this video, we're diving into 3 easy steps to solve any problem without overthinking. Yes, any problem. Whether it's a tough decision at work, a personal dilemma, or even just deciding what's for dinner, these steps will cut through the noise in your head and guide you to clarity and action. So, why is overthinking so harmful? It's because it tricks your brain into believing you're being productive, when in reality, you're just spinning your wheels. Imagine having a roadmap that tells you exactly where to go and what to do, even when life feels overwhelming. That's what we're going to build today. Get ready to master your thoughts and tackle problems like a pro. But before we dive into the first step, let me ask you this. What's one problem you've been overthinking lately? Hold on to that thought, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to solve it without the mental fog. Let's get started. All right, let's get into the first step. Define the problem clearly. This might sound obvious, but here's the thing. Most of the time when we're stuck in overthinking, it's because the problem we're trying to solve is too vague. Think about it. How can you find a solution if you don't fully understand what you're trying to fix? It's like trying to solve a puzzle without knowing what the final picture looks like. So, the first step is to zoom in and get specific. Here's how you do it. Start by asking yourself, what exactly is the problem? Avoid broad statements like, I don't feel happy, or I'm stressed about work. Instead, dig deeper. For example, if you're stressed about work, ask yourself, what part of work is causing this stress? Is it an upcoming deadline, a difficult conversation with your boss, or feeling unprepared for a meeting? When you break the problem down into smaller, clear components, it instantly feels more manageable. Now, write it down. Yes, physically write it out or type it somewhere. There's something powerful about seeing the problem in front of you. It takes it out of your head, where it feels chaotic, and turns it into something tangible that you can work with. Let's say your problem is, I don't know how to prepare for my big presentation. That's a clear, actionable problem. From there, solutions can start to flow. Another pro tip? Make sure you're addressing the root of the problem, not just its symptoms. For example, if you're feeling anxious about making a decision, the root problem might be that you don't have enough information, or maybe you're afraid of making the wrong choice. Getting to the root helps you focus your energy on what truly matters, instead of wasting it on surface-level worries. So here's a quick exercise. Think about the problem you're overthinking right now. Can you describe it in 1 or 2 clear sentences? If not, take a moment to reflect and break it down until you can. This clarity alone will make a huge difference in reducing overthinking and giving you a sense of direction. Once your problem is clearly defined, you're ready to move on to step 2, where we'll simplify the path forward and create solutions that actually work. Stay with me. Things are about to get even more actionable. Now that you've clearly defined the problem, it's time to move on to another. Simplify your options. This step is crucial because overthinking thrives on one thing: too many choices. When your brain is juggling 10 different solutions or scenarios, it feels impossible to make progress. So let's cut through that noise and make the decision-making process easier. Here's the strategy. Instead of trying to find the perfect solution, focus on identifying just a few good options. Perfection is the enemy of progress, and most of the time, there isn't a single perfect solution anyway, just a few that will work well enough. For example, if your problem is, I don't know how to prepare for a big presentation, start by listing 3 or 4 specific actions you could take. These might include, practice my slides in front of a friend, research my topic more thoroughly, or organize my key points into simple, memorable sections. Notice how these are concrete actions that move you forward, not vague ideas that leave you stuck. Next, prioritize. Ask yourself, which of these options will have the biggest impact with the least effort? This is called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. It's all about focusing on the 20% of actions that will deliver 80% of the results. In our presentation example, maybe you realize that rehearsing your delivery would give you the most confidence, so that becomes your priority. Now, let's tackle another common overthinking trap. What if I make the wrong choice? Here's the truth. There's no such thing as a perfect decision. Every choice comes with risks and unknowns, but the worst thing you can do is make no choice at all. Inaction is the real enemy here. Instead, embrace the idea of good enough. Remember, the goal isn't to solve every aspect of the problem all at once. It's to take one clear, confident step forward. To make this process even easier, set a time limit. Give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to list your options and pick one to act on. When the timer goes off, commit to your choice and move forward. This prevents analysis paralysis and keeps you in motion, which is key to overcoming overthinking. So, what's one action you can take right now to simplify your problem? Write it down or say it out loud. It's a simple step, but it's incredibly powerful. Now that you've simplified your options, it's time for the most important part: taking action and building momentum. Overthinking loves to keep you stuck in your head, but the only way to break free is by moving into action. Step is most crucial one, and trust me, it's where the magic happens. Here's why this step is so powerful. When you take even the smallest action, you interrupt the cycle of overthinking and start to shift your focus from worrying to doing. That small win creates momentum, and momentum is your greatest ally. It's like pushing a car that's stuck in neutral. Once it starts rolling, it gets easier to keep it moving. Start by choosing one specific action from the options you identified in step 2. It doesn't have to be perfect or even the most impactful, it just has to be something you can do right now. For example, if your problem is preparing for a big presentation, your first action might be to practice just the introduction. Don't worry about the rest yet. Just focus on that first small step. Once you've taken that initial step, celebrate it. Yes, even if it feels tiny. Acknowledge the fact that you've moved from thinking to doing. This positive reinforcement not only boosts your confidence, but also makes it easier to take the next step. Remember, progress doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from consistent, small actions that build over time. Another key to maintaining momentum is to track your progress. Keep a checklist, journal, or even a simple note on your phone where you record the actions you've completed. Seeing a visual representation of your progress can be incredibly motivating and will remind you that you're moving forward, even when the solution feels far away. Now let's address one final overthinking trap: the fear of failure. Taking action doesn't guarantee success, and that's okay. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for learning. Every action you take teaches you something, whether it's what works, what doesn't, or what you need to try next. Each step moves you closer to clarity and resolution. So here's your challenge. What's one small action you can take in the next 10 minutes to move forward on your problem? Write it down, or better yet, do it right now. When you take action, you'll be amazed at how quickly the fog of overthinking starts to lift. We're almost at the end, but stick around because I'll wrap this up with a quick recap and a question that will change the way you approach problems forever. Let's finish strong. All right, let's quickly recap the 3 simple steps to solving any problem without overthinking. Step 1. Define the problem clearly. Get specific and focus on the root cause instead of vague or surface-level issues. When you know exactly what you're dealing with, it's much easier to find a solution. Step 2. Simplify your options. Overthinking thrives on too many choices, so narrow them down to just a few good ones. Prioritize what's most impactful and avoid chasing perfection. And finally, step 3. Take action and build momentum. Stop spinning your wheels and move into action, even if it's just a small step. Every action brings clarity and pushes you closer to solving your problem. These steps are simple, but their impact is powerful. The next time you find yourself caught in the endless loop of overthinking, remember this: clarity, simplicity, and action are your best tools for breaking free. You don't have to figure out everything all at once. Just focus on the next step and keep moving forward. Now, here's where I want to hear from you. What's one problem you've been overthinking lately? Share it in the comments below, and let's brainstorm some simple, actionable solutions together. And if this video gave you a new perspective or helped you feel more in control, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Your time is valuable. Don't let overthinking steal it from you. Solve your problems, one step at a time, and take back control of your life. I'll see you in the next video.